Back with us today on Morning Blend is Brent Forsberg, president of TA Forsberg. Now, the last time that we were talking about building stronger connections in communities and the value of place. Brent, talk a little bit about breaking the silos. What does that mean?
Yeah, so breaking the silos is kind of a fun term, and the academic version of it is called cross-sector integration, which is a lot of big words to basically explain the idea of how do you find relationships in things that aren't necessarily prevalent on the surface. And it's a very important concept, especially when we talk about the ideas of accidental meeting place and surprise discovery. So it's, as we go through and look at our urban environments, it's how do we create relationships of people and that wouldn't necessarily come together for other reasons. And that's what placemaking is.
Well, give us a good example of what placemaking is in this cross-sectional integration.
Yeah, so take the idea of like art displays downtown. It's going to bring people that are from all sorts of different groups that are interacting that may not interact in other ways. So it allows for these occurrences to happen. So maybe some people are talking about art and then talk about an internship that they want. And then somebody standing from a business that's related to that can hand a business card out, and it just creates those different connections. And especially coming out of the last couple years of not having those connections as we've gone through the pandemic, it's so important as we move forward in the communities.
Yeah. Well, how does this relate to what a developer like you does? Why do you focus so much on that community connection within your company?
Yeah, thank you. So it's so important as a developer because we are a company that has that interaction between the private and public space. So we help make those connections. And when we build something or put in spaces for business, it can be 50 years before that change happens again. So we want to make sure that we're creating these types of spaces that people really want to be in. It comes down to the idea of what is the intended outcome of what we're doing? And that's where we look at as a developer, what's the purpose of this space? Is it for business? And with that, what's the purpose for the people that are coming into that space? So if they want the experiences, and that's what everybody wants when they're out in public, right? They want to do things that bring them joy. And that's what we have to look at and why it's so important that we make a mistake as a developer at the idea that it's about the building, but it's not. It's about the people and the experience within that.
I love your passion, Brent Forsberg, President TA Forsberg. I love that you're continuing to move forward and create connections in our community. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you.